Welcome to Motivational Monday. This is Fed Razak, senior trading strategist here at CMTrading. Have you ever noticed that there are two types of salespeople out there, okay? Those that succeed and those that don't. We're going to answer why. But before we start, make sure to like, subscribe, and do share, especially if you find value in this content, okay? So this story goes back about 30 years ago, and it's a really good example of how one can succeed in something that is not particularly high-skilled, but it does take a certain element of a personality and an attribute in order to succeed in it. Now, this is about 30 years ago. We're at a car dealership with my father. He's having a midlife crisis, decides to splurge on a car. And we're sitting there with my mother and myself, and my father's there, obviously. And the salesperson that was catering to our business had excused himself for 1 second just to get us some drinks, and he'll be right back. And he was quite a salesperson, okay? He was very outgoing, he was very energetic. And across from us, okay, was another salesperson dealing with another client. And you could see that the difference between the two. And my father made note of it to both of us, but specifically probably speaking to me, so as a good lesson in life. Now, the energy of the salesperson who was catering to us was so high. He was just so perfect in terms of his delivery, in terms of not pushing, in terms of just being confident about what he was selling. And he was just really open and very friendly. And, you know, we liked the car. There could have been 3 or 4 other cars that we could have gone with in other dealerships, but we went with this guy. And it was just so clear of making the difference between the way this salesperson was handling it and the other salesperson was very passive, not very energetic, not very dramatic. And it just kind of seemed like as if it just went. Like if you decided to buy it, great. If not, not. And that really what made the difference between these two salesperson and this particular salesperson's success. Now, with that said, he also shared a story with us about his own life. The guy had really developed himself in car dealerships and was such a successful salesperson that he became a millionaire. And due to some financial setback, he had invested things in things that didn't really go north, and they went south, and he lost most of it. And he was telling us how he got back on the saddle and getting back into sales because that's how he initially started. And I was really just taken aback by this guy's story because, number one, he didn't give up. He made a decision and he made a choice to follow through on something that he was really good at. Now, this does relate to also another story about trading where one of the best traders of all history, his name is Jesse Livermore, had initially gone from what was called the bucket shops, which were local trading platforms, I guess you could call them in those days. They were physical locations, which was like off the market trading. And in these local markets, they kind of, had their own market, which was kind of like cohesive with the larger market. And he was successful at trading in the local, what was called the bucket shops. And at a certain point, they didn't want him there because he was so successful at it. So he went to the big board. He went to trading in the financial markets. And the trading atmosphere was a little bit different. And he didn't succeed initially going to the big board. He actually lost everything. But when he had to come back, he went back to the bucket shops in order to regain his confidence to go back into those markets. Now, in life, we go through adversities. Everyone goes through adversity, and it's healthy because most of the time we learn from things that we make mistakes in and things that we fail at. Those are the times that we learn things in life. We never learn from things that we're successful at. We could brandish ourselves. We could give ourselves so much compliments for when we do things that are productive and they're successful. But in truth, the real lessons that we inherit are those when we go through adversities in life and we're challenged with our very being, because it's really a point of refocusing, of understanding what you did wrong, accepting what you did wrong, and what you can do now with what you have left. And that is a very important lesson. So with that said, people have done it in the past. It can be done again. So if you've gone through adversity in life or if you've gone through setbacks, it's okay. Just reorganize yourself, refocus exactly what you did wrong so you don't repeat those mistakes again, and then make a plan of action to move forward. You're making a choice, you're making a decision. A decision means that you're letting go of whatever happened in order that you could deal with what's happening in the moment. With that said, have a great week. Motivational Monday. We'll see you here next week.